This disclaimer was copied without permission. Cheers, quaffers, guzzlers, swiggers, sippers, and all other good people out there. Hopswatch here, and I've got a present. All the way from the United States, more exactly Oregon, home of Tasting Nitch, a fellow YouTuber. If you haven't subscribed to her, go and do so. She's great, and she has great educating and entertaining content, and there will be a link in the description, of course. She sent me 2 very interesting beers, and I'll be trying the first one of them today, and that one happens to be... She also sent me this very nice letter, and I'll read you a bit from it. It's what she has to say about this particular beer. Sticky Hands from Block 15 out of Corvallis, Oregon, is one of my favorite hoppy beers. This beer used to be extremely difficult to find, but now that the brewery has upped production, I can afford to send off to other appreciators of good things. I hope your face melts. Yeah, I was thinking shortly of Officer Arnold Toth from Raiders of the Lost Ark there, but I really don't believe that is what she was thinking about. I mean, I really don't hope so. And now she's giving me some very high expectations here. The best hobby beer, or IPA if you like, that I've tried yet is the Focal Banger from the brewery The Alchemist in Vermont. It's a New England IPA that actually comes from New England. And now we're on the opposite coast, and it doesn't even say what type of beer this is. What it says is, offering a luscious blend of flavor and drinkability, this hop experience ale features ample additions of sticky, lupulin-packed hops grown in the Pacific Northwest. The result is an aromatic blast of citrus, tropical fruit, and dank herb. I'm pronouncing the H there. After all, I'm from Europe. I could be from Canada as well, but I'm not. That transitions into resinous hop flavor and a delightfully balanced finish. This beer was canned and delivered super fresh through our self-distribution program, which is designed around cold storage and weekly delivery, ensuring that every can of Sticky Hands contains a vibrant hop experience. So this was in the mail for some time. I really don't hope that it has been damaged in any way from that. I mean, it had to go all the way over the Atlantic to get here. I think this would be a contender for the Focal Banger, the best IPA that I have had until now. Okay, so before I open it, just one thing I want to demonstrate. This is an American can, this is a European can, Danish can if you like. This contains an American pint. This contains half a liter. You can actually see the difference in height and thereby the size in the cans. So a British pint is actually slightly more than half a liter. An American pint is slightly less. Don't ask me why, please don't. So, whether it will beat the New England IPA or not, and whether it will melt my face or not, there is really only one way to find out. That is very, very fresh. Yeah, you could call it sticky. And also stingy. It's a very, very fresh and very, very rare whiff of hops that you get there. So it's not heavily bitter as the industrial beer that I was just holding up there. I have reviewed the other IPA that I just that I compared it to in a different video. There will be a link in the description, just for a show. Okay, so starting out with the visuals, this seems to be only. It seems to be unfiltered, but it's only slightly foggy. It's not the hop soup that the Focal Banger was. A very crisp and very fresh odor, which tells me it has not been damaged by being in transportation for a while. A very small head. The foam is already gone. So not that that really means anything. It's a question of how the beer tastes and not what it looks like. But I do like a bit of head on my beers. Very crisp, very delightful odor of hops. However, also rather traditional. It is somewhat over the ordinary, but not extremely over the ordinary. Let's just have a taste at it. Oh, ooh, this is good. Oh, ooh. Ah. And you really want to make a lot of noise when you're drinking this beer. You want to pull in some air while tasting it, because wow, there's a lot of taste in this. This is absolutely crisp and also very rich bitterness. So I'm used to very fresh IPAs that taste of fresh and very young pine needles. These are definitely needles, but they're more like fir needles, and they aren't so fresh, but they are still just as tasty as those very fresh and very young pine needle beers that I know here from Denmark. And you really want to taste this beer with the whole of your mouth. There's something for the tip of your tongue, there's something for the middle of the tongue, and there's definitely also something for the tonsils and for the throat. A heavy, sticky bitterness. Very pleasant though. It has a good malt impression as well. It's not just hops. There's also a lot of malt, which makes it very soft to the palate and very comfortable to drink. I'm kind of repeating myself here, but hey, I mean, beer is beer. You would revisit some of the qualities that you find in other beers in beers that you try later on. Yes, absolutely top quality IPA here, definitely. However, it does not beat the New England IPA that I tried a couple of years ago, the Focal Banger from Vermont. It doesn't, but that does not mean that this is not a very rare and very fine beer. It's definitely in the very top of IPAs. Also, it has a very pleasant aftertaste to it. It sticks to the tonsils and to the throat, and tastes very heavily bitter there. However, without the slightest insinuation of yeast or anything disturbing like that. It's very clear in its taste and without any disturbing elements. Also, to add character, it has just a tad of smokiness over it. which is unusual to IPAs. But I was actually thinking a smoked IPA would be something interesting to try out. So if anyone hears about smoky IPAs, I came up with the idea first, and I want to be paid royalties. No, I don't. So, thank you, Nitch, for this very, very fine beer. It's very, very enjoyable. And if anyone else who sees this this video would like to send me beers, if you're a brewer, if you're a distributor, if you're a home brewer and you wanted me to send something to review, just contact me. The easiest way to get in touch with me would be on Twitter. Send me a personal message on Twitter. You can also go on Facebook and find my blog there. There will be links in the description to all of it. I'm also on Untapped, the app which is used to review beers, and I'm also on YouTube if you haven't seen already. The thing I absolutely love about this beer is the balance. It's a beer that is absolutely stuffed with taste as much as it can, and yet it is very harmonic and it's very well balanced. So this is a masterpiece. It is indeed. Oh, Oh, Nitch, I absolutely love this. I absolutely adore this. Thank you so very much. No melting at all. No melting at all. I mean, at least not in any tangible sense. However, this absolutely brilliant and smashing beer does indeed melt in your mouth to give pleasure wherever it goes inside of you. That sounded somehow wrong. Well, never mind anyway. So, not much else to say after this absolutely fantastic beer. Always remember to drink responsibly, and until next time, everyone, cheers! And aren't I the bloody genius to completely forget the rating? I'll give it 5.5 out of 6.